Book summary: Blood Moon by Sandra Brown. Sandra Brown's Blood Moon is a pulse-pounding romantic thriller that merges atmospheric southern noir with psychological suspense. Set in the muggy, brooding landscape of coastal Louisiana, the novel centers on two protagonists from very different worlds. Detective John Bowie, disgraced police officer on the edge of collapse, and Beth Collins, driven true crime TV producer determined to shine light on long case. As the next blood moon approaches, the two must navigate rising tide of secrets, lies, and danger in desperate bid to stop killer and resist their mounting desire for each other. Part 1: Broken Past, Present Danger. Detective John Bowie is no stranger to personal and professional failure. Once rising star in the Eau Claire Police Department, he is now reeling from messy divorce, drinking problem, and the ghost of failed investigation. That ghost is Crissy Mellin, bright, popular 17-year-old girl who vanished without trace over 3 years ago. Bowie was the lead investigator on the case, and though the town has mostly moved on, he hasn't. Crissy's face still haunts him, especially as he replays the many missteps and institutional failures that led nowhere. Bowie's position on the force is hanging by a thread. His superior, Chief Aldridge, has made it clear: no more outbursts, no more public criticism of the department. The trigger: looming episode of Crisis Point, true crime show preparing to re-examine the Crissy Mellin case, which might stir up more trouble than answers. Enter Beth Collins. Beth is savvy, resourceful producer on Crisis Point, national show known for deep dives into unsolved crimes. She's earned her reputation by sniffing out overlooked patterns and creating compelling narratives. But for Beth, Crissy Mellin isn't just story. There's gut instinct telling her something's off. She believes Crissy's disappearance is part of a larger pattern. 4 other teenage girls have gone missing in surrounding parishes, all during a celestial event known as the Blood Moon. Beth's boss, however, is skeptical. The Mellin case is already compelling enough for ratings. But Beth insists there's a predator out there who's been planning something big, something timed to the next blood moon, which is just 4 days away. Part 2: Reluctant Partnership. Determined to prevent another disappearance, Beth heads to Eau Claire to meet Detective Bowie. Their first meeting is tense. Bowie wants nothing to do with the media circus, especially a show that might paint him as the inept detective who botched the Mellin case. Beth, however, is persistent and shows Bowie dossier she's compiled, timelines, locations, and eerie similarities among the missing girls. As much as he wants to shut the door on theory, Bowie can't deny the details. All the girls were between 15 and 17, disappeared under mysterious but oddly similar circumstances, and every incident occurred on the night of Blood Moon. More compellingly, each girl had contact, even fleeting, with local youth outreach program known as Hope for Tomorrow, an organization Bowie remembers from the Mellin investigation, though nothing about it had raised red flags at the time. Despite himself, Bowie agrees to help Beth dig deeper and sees in her tenacity and intelligence that he admires, even if he won't admit it. He's also painfully aware that for once this might be his shot at redemption. Not just as cop, but as man. Part 3: Chasing Ghosts and Truths. The unlikely duo begins reinvestigating the Mellin case from scratch. They revisit Crissy's family, former friends, and teachers, including charismatic counselor from Hope for Tomorrow named Dennis Rawl, who quickly rises to the top of their suspect list. Rawl is well-liked and trusted, but something about his answers feels too rehearsed. Moreover, there's troubling lack of documentation about his background prior to Louisiana. Beth and Bowie also discover that Crissy had been attending group therapy sessions with other at-risk teens around the time of her disappearance. One of those teens, now in her 20s and in recovery, reluctantly reveals that Crissy confided in her about being followed, possibly stalked, by someone she met through the program. Meanwhile, Beth's involvement in the case draws unwanted attention. She starts receiving anonymous threats warning her to back off. The hotel room is broken into, though nothing is stolen. She brushes it off, but Bowie insists on watching over her more closely. What began as an uneasy alliance now simmers with tension. In heat, Bowie and Beth try to maintain professional boundaries, but they're both lonely, vulnerable, and driven by something deeper than justice. Their connection intensifies as they spend long nights piecing together clues and navigating the secrets of a small town that has no interest having its wounds reopened. Part 4: The Next Blood Moon Approaches. As the blood moon nears, so does the sense of urgency. Beth and Bowie find pattern in all 5 girls' disappearances. Each attended pre-moon gathering hosted by Hope for Tomorrow. Supposedly innocent group hikes or stargazing events designed to promote bonding, but in hindsight, these events placed the girls in remote, unmonitored locations, often just before they vanished. Bowie's attempts to get search warrants for Rawls' property are stonewalled by the department's higher-ups. His suspicions, still lacking solid evidence, are dismissed as paranoia. Frustrated, he and Beth go rogue, tailing Rawl and staking out plan outreach events scheduled for the night of the upcoming blood moon. During their surveillance, they spot Rawl meeting teenage girl alone at secluded part of nature preserve. Fearing the worst, they intervene. But Rawl claims it's all part of sanctioned session. The girl seems confused but unharmed. The department again waves it off as Bowie overreaching, and Beth is warned by her network executives to stand down. But that night, another girl, 16-year-old Kyra Langley, goes missing. Now even the doubters can't ignore the connection. The town is thrown into panic. Bowie is suspended for insubordination. Beth's show is temporarily pulled from the air, but neither of them backs down. Instead, they dig into Rawl's past and discover chilling revelation. He had been quietly dismissed from similar youth program in Texas years ago after allegations of inappropriate behavior. Allegations that never led to charges thanks to sealed settlements and lack of follow-through. Part 5, Race Against Time. With Kyra's life in the balance, Bowie and Beth work furiously to uncover Rawl's likely hiding place. Clues from Crissy's old texts and Kyra's last known movements lead them to an abandoned church on the edge of the bayou. Once used as retreat center for hope for tomorrow, their in terrifying final act, they confront Rawl, who has Kyra bound but alive. Rawl unhinged and preaching about purity and guidance to the killings. His crimes were ritualistic, tied to the blood moon symbolism, and he believed he was saving the girls from corrupt world. Bowie manages to subdue Rawl in brutal fight, and Kyra is rescued just hours before she would have become another victim. Part 6, Aftermath and Redemption. In the aftermath, Rawl is arrested and charged with multiple counts of kidnapping and murder. The remains of Crissy Mellin and 2 of the other missing girls are buried near the church. Bowie's suspension is lifted, and though his reputation is still bruised, many in the department admit his dogged determination cracked the case. Beth's Crisis Point episode airs as 2-part special titled Blood Moon, The Darkness Beneath the Bayou, earning critical acclaim. But more than fame or ratings, Beth is satisfied that the truth is out and lives were saved. Bowie and Beth, now free from the shadows of their past, acknowledge their feelings for each other. While both are still cautious, they decide to explore what comes next together. Themes and analysis. Sandra Brown expertly weaves a number of themes throughout Blood Moon, including redemption. Both protagonists are flawed but committed to doing what's right, even when it costs them everything. Bowie's journey from disgrace to hero is deeply emotional, while Beth's refusal to let fear stop her from seeking the truth shows different kind of courage, trust, and vulnerability. As the romantic tension simmers, Brown explores how trust is between people who have every reason to be guarded. Their chemistry is undeniable, but it's their mutual respect that anchors the relationship. Justice versus reputation. The book critiques how institutions, including police departments and media, often prioritize image over accountability. Bowie and Beth must fight both external and internal battles to get at the truth, predation, and manipulation. Rawl's character reflects the danger of those who, behind respectability and charity, to prey on the vulnerable. The book examines how such people often escape scrutiny by manipulating systems and societal biases. Conclusion. Blood Moon is classic Sandra Brown, taut thriller that's equal parts mystery and slow-burn romance, steeped in Southern atmosphere and laced with urgency, with strong characters, tight plotting, and emotional depth. It's a story that holds readers in its grip until the final twist. Brown doesn't just deliver a tale of murder and suspense. She tells a story about healing, human connection, and the fierce pursuit of justice against all odds.